Here, this I think was taken in Austria. This was our, well, I'm getting ahead of the story. This is a radar platoon. During the war, our superiors came to us, the whole 62nd Battalion, and asked for volunteers for a radar platoon. That would be like special forces today.
A radar platoon.
And our job was going to be doing anything at night time, any night patrols, any raids or whatever. That would be at night time. And they said it was the general's idea, but it was not authorized on paper.
Oh.
So there's no record of it in the history book either of that. But this, I don't know where the guy got the camera, but this is a picture of us right after, maybe just before the war ended or right after the war ended. As you can see, must have been just before, because you can see we're still in helmets and fatigues.
So you joined the radar platoon?
Yes.
And
well, they allowed us, they told us that if you join the radar platoon, you won't have to do any daytime work. And you and in the daytime, when we're marching forward under heavy artillery, we could be 300 yards behind.
I see.
So that appealed to me because I hated those artillery shells. So now this guy right here is a Polish fellow that came along. He had been a prisoner, and this guy here.
He was from Poland. He wasn't an American.
Yes, he was from Poland, and he fought along with us. So this was taken before the war ended. He fought along with us until the war ended. That's me there. Okay, this is the, again, you can see we're a little bit better dressed, so the war had ended. We've cleaned up and taken a shower here.
Yeah.
During the 6 or 8 months that I was in combat, there was no such thing as a shower. No such thing as even washing your socks. Where would you dry them out in freezing weather?
Right.
So it's 24/7, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You were out in that freezing weather.
That's awful.
And it was, the weather was one of the coldest on record in Europe, 1944-45. So this was, I have down here the riot squad. After the war ended, well, first of all, the radar platoon was 2 squads of 10 men each, 20 men, and we each had a half track, so there are 2 half tracks.
There's a picture of a half track.
There's a half track, right?
Yeah.
Half track had 2 30 caliber guns. There's one, and 1 50 caliber.
There's the other 30.
No, the other 30 I think is on the other side. Oh yes.
Yeah, coming out the side there.
Yes,
yeah.
Right. So when the war ended, they picked what I assumed they thought were the 10 best men of the radar platoon, or the 10 most honorable, or whatever. And, and they made us into a riot squad. Only 10 of us. And the riot squad, our job was to guard the commandant's headquarters.
Oh.
So we had like Riley, you know.
Right.
This
is you here, right?
That's me.
Yeah. And that was where? In Germany?
Yes, this would be in. This picture was taken, I believe, somewhere south of Munich. Somewhere south of Munich.
So that's where you spent after the war?
Yes. And yes, well, part of the time I changed, as you'll see later, I changed. This guy here, we called him, I think his name was Davis. What was his name? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Richard Davis?
1, 2, 3. Davis, yes. And he was always goofing up, so we called him, he had a nickname called him 8 Ball.
Oh.
For example, one time, backing up, we were stopped for a few days at one place. Well, you don't continue to advance. Sometimes you have to stop while they get logistics together and so on. And so we were stopped for a couple of days, and there was a few houses there, and we went into, and so we spent our nights or off duty time in the house. And with our sleeping bags we would carry, there were wells back in there to carry our supplies.
Uh-huh.
And we caught head lice.
Oh.
But meanwhile, this 8-ball, we had one of those little, those little stoves that open the front door. They're small, and they'll hold a couple of plates up there. We had one of those. We couldn't get the fire started to get some heat. And 8-ball says, "I'll take care of that." He went out and he got a container of gasoline.
Oh no.
And we said, "No, don't do it." But he didn't pay any attention to us. He threw it into the fire, and boom!
Oh no.
A square of flame came out, this wide, not square, came out and knocked him right over on his back.
Oh.
And singed his eyebrows.
Oh jeez.
Well, so, that time we did get a shower. We got, they brought up a trailer, a tractor trailer, and the trailer was divided into 3 sections with pieces of canvas. And no, remember, this is cold weather, no heat.
Yeah.
So we had to go into the back section, take off all our clothes and throw them away, go into the second section and shower, and then go into the front section of the trailer and get clean, fresh clothes. So that's how we took care of it. Then we had to do that for, I think, 3 days or 4 days.
This was to get rid of the lice,
The
right?
head lice, yeah.
Yeah.
And then we had to put DDT on our scalp for a few days.
Wow.
DDT, is banned. Well, so much for the Red. So this is the riot squad, and here was Berghausen. So this picture
That was
taken
where you
in
were at
Berghausen.
after the war, yeah.
This was the commandant's headquarters down here, and we all had bedrooms up here sleeping.
Oh, that was very nice then.
This is a scene I took from Austria. Over here is Berghausen, and across it, you went there with us.
Yeah, I remember that.
You remember the castle?
Yeah.
Well, here's the castle. You see right here going about
All
a half
the way
mile.
across. Yeah.
Well, that whole hilltop, and there's something like a half mile long, I think. And this is the Salzach River, and this is Austria over here.
Mm-hmm. Right along the border.
And again, this is a half track on display in a museum in Luxembourg.
Yep. 1972, when you went back over.